Hello, welcome back. I was going to say welcome back to the allotment, but welcome to the house, to the new house here in Wales, in Cymru. There's a big debate going on apparently. I saw on the news the other night, on the, well, just before I came down here in fact, that on the map it says Wales, but there's talk of scrubbing that and just referring to Wales as its Welsh name, which is Cymru. Apparently they've done it in other parts of the world, so they're thinking about why not doing it here. I've got no thoughts on it whatsoever at the moment. Right, time for a cup of tea. I think the water comes out a bit fierce, I must say. And I also want to thank everybody who donated some gifts to me via my Amazon wish list. I'm keeping an eye out, or a year out, for Amazon because I'm expecting some dishes to turn up. So I'll have a quick look because I don't want to miss. No, there's nobody there. So I want to thank Caroline Davis, who sent me a mat. We come back to this, to the skylight there, you'll be able to see it. Welcome mat. So at the moment it's by the back door, and in fact it might actually stay at the back door to scrape the mud off as we go in and out of the house. And I've got some books which were donated by April Woodhead and Lindsay Woodhead. And look at these are books that we can use for the videos, cookbooks on how to make certain Welsh based foods. So they will be very useful, they will. And also I've been sent these compostable pop-up sponges as a gift. And look, they start off as thin as that. In fact, let me put the lights on. Is that better? They start off as thin as that, and when you add water, they get thicker. Look at that. And then you can throw them on the compost bin. So, kettle's on. I haven't got a fridge or a freezer yet, so I'm using this small thing that a friend gave. It's good, but you can only put milk and butter there. So I bought some eggs. I'm going to have some breakfast. I've already been out for a walk this morning. And it's strange how even in a new house, instinct tells you where things go. So my food is going in there, because in this cupboard here, I've often thought it was strange how people put their tins into a cupboard that you can't see through, but put their dishes in to cupboards that you can see through the glass. So I'm doing it the other way around. I'm putting the food into the glass one so I can see what I've got, because if you put 4 plates in, you're going to have four plates to come out. So why do you want to what do you want to stare at them, you know? Although I have got 3 pots of vinegar for some reason. I think I was going to make some pickled beetroot. That's what I was going to do, and I never got around to it. So I think the next few days will just be sorting the boxes out, because there's quite a few boxes to sort out. But this is the kitchen, and what I quite like about the kitchens so far, hold on, is the fact that you can stay in one place and everything's here. You know, the cooker's there, food's there, the washing up is there. Everything is within easy reach, unlike the kitchen that I had in London, where you had to sort of do a marathon to get around to the fridge. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but we're getting the cats off to a good start and having their bowl at the bottom there. Although I've discovered there is no pieces of wood on each side, so the cats have gone and hidden underneath there. So I did lose them. When we left, let me just put the camera back because I'm doing all this in the one take. When we left, I didn't have a proper cat box to put them in. So I put them into a litter tray that I bought. And when I bought the litter tray back in November, they started to use it as a place to sleep. So we have a litter tray and we have a little house for them. So they were sleeping in there. So to come down, I put them into that basket. And they went in fine. There was a bit of a struggle to get them in the box, but once they were in the box, they were perfectly fine. And when we got here, I put them into the kitchen and they were perfectly fine in there. But we did have a bit of, because they don't really talk, they don't really make any sound, but we did have a bit of sound when I initially tried to coax them out of the box and show them the kitchen. So this is my bread making and the stuff for doing jams. We'll put them in there, I think. Yeah, so I've been out and about this morning, going to visit people and basically to see who is alive and who's dead. Quite a lot of the gardening club. I think we were about 150 members 30 years ago. And as a rough calculation, I think there's only about 10 people left now. But I discovered that they still meet up in the pub once a month and they talk a bit about gardening. But they don't really have a meeting, somebody told me in the street. They don't really go there and, plan a spring show. They don't put any shows on. But they just get together just to have a cup of tea and to keep that bit of a contact, which I thought was quite good. So I'm looking forward to go in and joining them for a drink. So yes, it all feels very strange at the moment. I had fish and chips last night, so I've kept some back to put into the microwave once I've discovered where the microwave's going to go. But my back is a lot better than it was this morning. So yeah, it's a bit weird. It all feels a bit different, but familiar. It's a strange feeling. Also, last night it seemed to be very cold. It was about -1 outside, and when I woke up, the frost was all over the mountains. So hopefully I've sorted that out now. I think I've got my head around how to work the timer. So, nice cup of tea. Have a look at my teapot that I got from Amazon. Look at that. That's a boy, isn't it? So I'm going to put my tea in there. Put my tea cozy on top, which is Ulster Weavers. Came from the Weavers of Ulster. And I've got matching gloves for when I start to bake my cakes. And many thanks to Erica for the tea towel. Look at that. This is also part of the Ulster Weavers. And that, I'm hoping there's a hook, will go there. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. So it'll take a while to get things sorted. Like I'm already starting to see now, the camera is okay when I'm down here, but when I come a bit closer, it's a bit dark. So I'll have to get a light down there. But the weather this week is forecast to be sunny, which is good. Sunny but cold. So hopefully we'll get onto the mountainside in the next few days. But I don't want to spend too much time out of the house because the cats need to settle. And what's interesting about the cats is Topsy, who has always been the shy one, was the first one out to explore the house, and Amber, which is usually the friendly one, stayed in and stayed back a bit. A whistle kettle. Although when I turned up yesterday, I put the kettle on to make some tea, and then my friend who brought me down in the van said that he wanted to get straight back. So I went out to wave him off, and I thought, while I'm out and about, I'll go down and buy some milk. And when I came back, you could hear the kettle from outside the house. I'd forgotten I'd put the kettle on. Look at that, I've already run out of milk. The problem is, because this fridge is so small, I can't have one of the big pints. So I'll have to go back down the shop and buy some more in a bit. So there we have it. If you're on my Patreon, I'll put a link in the description below. I've done a house tour. But one of the things I want to do now that I'm down here is, because a few of my friends were a bit concerned that I was giving too much information out. And for privacy reasons, I am going to pull back a bit. But that won't spoil the enjoyment of the videos. There'll still be the plot to do, but you know, got to protect myself at the end of the day as well. But if you go onto the Patreon, you will see a house tour of how the house looks before I've done anything to it. Right. I'm going to go into the living room now and sort a few more boxes out, set up the computer so I can edit my videos. And what I'm doing is, in order to feel at home for myself and to feel at home for the cats, is I'm playing in the background the Victorian kitchen garden, so it feels a bit homely. So thanks for joining me. After 20 years, I have finally left London, and here we are now for the new adventures in Wales. So Iechyd da, and I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.